Let us begin, now that we're all here. I've received orders from the Lord Marshal. He's chosen to wage the final battle in Eternia.
Meaning? We're to abandon Eisenberg?
And after I worked so hard to make a name here.
I'm to take back with me all troops who wish to pull out. That extends to the Black Blades and the Sword Bearers too. Barbarossa, remove all cannons and munitions from the ship to make room for as many as we may.
Aye aye, Captain!
I have no doubt the Shield Bearers will catch wind of this. Expect the pursuit to be fierce.
Great! When's curtain call?
Greetings everyone, my name is LG, welcome back to Bravely Default for the Nintendo 3DS. Let's continue our journey where we left off last time. We are now in Starkfort interior and we will have a really big boss fight. This will be kinda hard, and to be honest, I wasn't really able to solve this on my own, so I checked the internet, and I will put in the description a link, and I'm using Michael XC's suggestions to do this. So let's go and let's check what this is. If you are a frequent watcher of this channel and this series, then if you look at my setup, then you will see that a lot of things changed. Let's go deep into it. So there has to be one character who is a freelancer, and according to his abilities, it's a singer. The other one has to be a Dark Knight with sword magic. Other one is a thief with miscellany, and the last one is a spirit master with white magic. If we go forward, then it will be clear why is that we do. So let's go inside and let's check the abilities. So for the one who is a freelancer, and yep, so two-handed, axe lower, gloom and speed. Okay, for the Dark Knight character you will need two-handed, speed 30% up, and gloom. You can read everything, so the detailed description of these abilities in the status line. So the thief will need hasten world and speed 30%, and the spirit master will need steady MP recovery, Holy One and healing lore. Alrighty, so and next to this, let's go to the equipment. The really important thing is that the freelancer needs a brave suit, and this will increase well, a suit that adds an extra BP at the start of the battle. We'll need this, and everyone will have everyone will have Hermes shoes or Hermes. What is the other one? Hermes sandals. Well, you can get those in shops and throughout the game. And well, the main thing is that if we go to the statuses, then the agility is really important because of the agility. Because the agility will tell how fast your character will act in the battle. So Tiz has 89, Ring a Bell has 101, Idea has 111, and the Spirit Master Healer will have 88. The Spirit Master White Mage has to have the lowest amount of agility, so she will come, or that character will come the last. Alright, let's go and let's see this battle. We will fight against these guys here.
The wounded have been moved aboard the airship.
So, how many troops are we taking back to Eternia?
Of the Black Blades, 121. And of the Sword Bearers, 78.
Out of the 4,000 sword bearers here, less than 80 elected to join us?
And from the 2,000 Black Blades at the war's outbreak, a mere 120. How our numbers have dwindled.
We're under attack! It's Commander Goodman of the Shield Bearers! He leads a force of some 30,000! And his officers, Steiner and Neuer, are each leading forces 10,000 men strong!
A total of 50,000? That's ludicrous!
Seems the entire Shield Bearers force has come to see us off. I'd not expected them so soon. Very well. I shall take 100 of the Black Blades who can still fight.
And do what, pray tell?
Deliver a parting farewell to the good Commander Goodman.
They have 500 times your number!
You underestimate the Blade's prowess. One may not stand alone against 500, but there are things 100 can do against 50,000. Besides, we needn't wipe them out. I aim only to buy the time to retreat. Barbarossa, you've command till I return. Stay sharp. My student knows to seize any chance she's given.
Aye, Captain! Don't keep us waiting long! Right, boys! Get the rest of those troops aboard! Anything you don't need gets left behind!
Yes, sir, sir! It's the Bestelander groupies!
The captain wasn't jesting! He's taught this one too well for my liking! Welcome, daughter of the Grand Marshal! And you, Lady Vestal. Your crew is looking well. A pity we're in the midst of a pullout. I fear we can't offer much in the way of hospitality. But there's always some time for a bit of fun. Hayreton Barbarossa, first mate of the Black Blades, first division of the Eternian forces. Till such time as our captain returns, you'll face me. Now fight, you scallywags!
Alrighty, so let's begin the battle. Because of the brave suit, what we have, this starts with 1 BP. So, what will we do with him? We will brave twice, and we will use my hero. This will raise the BP for everyone with 1, and we will mimic this twice. So, like this, we will gain 3 BP for everyone at the end of the turn. Well, at least, yeah, so something like that. Okay, so ring a bell. We will brave thrice with him, and since we have the spell fencer, we will use the drain ability of the sword magic. Adds HP absorbed to weapon for 10 turns. That's really good. There we go. And after that, we'll use this Dark Bane on one of the enemies. It doesn't really matter who that is, so there we go. Idea is a really important character in this setup. Let's brave with her once, and the thieves have this Godspeed Thrike, physical defense, piercing attack, more powerful with higher speed, and we are really speedy with Dia now. And other than this, I want to mimic this, which will do the same as the previous one. There we go. And with Agnes, yeah, this will be a bit, I don't know, 3 Braves, and we will need right away a Convert BP. This will raise the BP by 2, just because we will need this sadly for this setup. But it will be really cool. Stillness will nullify damage for enemies and allies for 2 turns, so no one will be hurt. And this is why it's really important that she is the slowest of the team, because if she acts first, then the others won't be able to do any damage. So let's continue. We will need 1 more Convert BP just to increase our BP, and the Fair Ward, which nullifies various status ailments for all allies for 5 turns. So that means no poison, rain, I don't know what. Well, so let's use that and let's go. We'll be hit by the enemies several times, but hopefully we will.
Is that the best you've got?
Hopefully we will act before everyone. So there we go, some damage, and here goes our BP increasing. BP up. Stillness. There you go. So the enemies can hit us as much as they want now. Nothing can hurt us. Alright, in the second turn with Tiz, we will do the same. So be brave twice, my hero, and mimic it twice. So like this, we'll increase the BP for everyone again. And now in this turn, I only use the Life or Death with Ring a Bell. Raises stats but suffers KO 4 turns later. But this won't happen because of the Fairy Ward. I mean the KO won't happen because of the Fairy Ward, what we used with Agnes before. So this is really good. We will increase our power, but it won't kill us. That's really nice. With Idia, well, I don't really want to do anything with Idia, and with Agnes, we will use Enigma. And confer immunity to all elements, to all targets for 4 turns. That means all kinds of elemental attack will be nullified for everyone. There we go. Let's go. And since we still have the stillness, nothing will be hurt by the attacks. So here we go. Ring a Bell and Dia has 3 BP now, so they are at the top. Now in this turn, in the next turn, we can burst everything what we have. So Tiz, this will be really interesting. So I will use with a Mimic with him. If everything goes well, then this Mimic will copy everything what the previous character did. So what will we do with Ring a Bell? Since we have a lot of BP now, I can say that I want to do Dark Nebula. This is really good because it will do a lot of damage on everyone, so on foes and allies too. But since we used Enigma before with Agnes, nothing will happen with us. So, whoa, back here. Of course, I want to use it as much as I can. So, Dark Nebula twice, and then Rage once, just because it can do, in theory, more damage than Dark Nebula. So let's use that. And a really important Dark Nebula at the end. Idea, you will brave completely, and you will use Godspeed on someone, and then Mimic. Mimic is good because it's not using any of our resources, so it costs only 1 BP and that's it. And since the stillness is over in this turn, I'm gonna use it again. Let's go and let's see. Oh, yeah, this is a bad news, and this is even more bad news for us. Just because I thought that, in theory, Ringabel should be the last one in the group who acts, so our tactic is completely screwed now. Well, never mind. Maybe we can still do this.
I can take no more.
But I highly doubt.
Pardon my delay. Barbarossa.
Alright, so what will happen here is that if we are lucky, then at least one of them will die. If not, then well, we are in a big trouble, because now 2 of them down. Great. That's bad.
And very well. I shall take 100 of the Black Blades who can still fight.
Written Barbarossa, first mate of the Black Blades, first division of the Eternian forces. Till such time as our captain returns, you'll face me. Now fight, you scallywags!
Alrighty, let's do this fight. So, what we have here. As you can see, this has 1 BP already, and that's because of the Brave Tunic, what we equipped with him. And let's go, let's do what we have to do. So, first of all, I want to brave twice with this, and use this My Hero. My Hero will give 1 BP for everyone in the group. And, well, I think I don't have to explain why that is so good. And then I want to mimic it twice, so we give 3 BP to everyone. Okay, Ring a Bell. Ring a Bell will brave thrice, and I want to use the Drain. The Drain absorbs HP from the enemy, so that's really good. And other than that, I want to use a Dark Bane on any of the characters we saw here. Adia will brave only once, and we will use the Godspeed Strike, which is a physical defense piercing attack, more powerful with higher speed. Alrighty, we are really fast with Dia, and we want to mimic the same, so that's done twice. And with Agnes, well, we will need the convert BP. Convert BP will add 2 BP and remove 212 MP. That's not that good in theory, but it's really good in this tactic. And then we will use Stillness. It will nullify all damage for enemies and their allies for 2 turns, and this is why she has to be the last one in the round. So yeah, that's it. And then we will use Convert BP again and Fairy Ward. It will nullify various status ailments for all allies for 5 turns. In the next turn we will figure it out. Why is it that good? Okay, let's see what happens.
Is that the best you've got?
There we go. Everything goes as planned now. Let's see. BP up. Oh yes. And here we go. The BP of everyone went kinda high. Well, not high, but up with 3, and thanks to the stillness, the enemies cannot do any damage on us. That's really good. And Idea has the Hasten World, which will automatically give 1 BP to everyone, to allies and to foes, as you can see at the end of each turn. Alrighty. What will we do now here with this? We will do the same as before. So 1 of my hero and 2 mimic, and with Ring a Bell we'll do Life or Death. Raises stats but suffers KO 4 turns later. But since we used the Fairy Ward in the previous turn, the KO won't happen. So the death effect what this would put on Ring a Bell won't happen. That's really good. And with Idea we don't really do anything. We'll just sit there and watch what happens. And with Agnes we'll use Enigma. Why is it good? Because it confers immunity to all elements, to all targets for 4 turns, and of course will target all allies. That means no poison or, well, fire. You know what that means. I don't really want to explain it much more. There we go. That's it. Let's every enemy will attack now, and they still don't they cannot do any damage now. That's the beauty of this tactic. Now what we will do, since all of the characters have loads of BP, then with this I'm gonna brave up completely and will mimic. This mimic will mimic whatever the previous character will do. So I really hope that Ring a Bell will be that character, because we will do Dark Nebula. Well, if we would not do Enigma before, then this would be really dangerous. It would wipe out the party. But now, since everyone is defended against dark magic, that's really good. And I want to do a rage here just because why not? In theory it could do more damage than Dark Nebula, but not with my current equipment. But yeah, it's a really nice one. We will brave with Dia, and we'll use the God Spell to strike on someone. and then mimic the Godspell Strike at a really big damage. And what we will do with Agnes is we will use Stillness, because that ends in this turn, and we hope that yeah, Dia is the first, so she will do loads of damage. Oh, and this is bad. Well, still, it's doable. We mimicked, so this.
Pardon my delay. Barbarossa.
This mimicked Dia, and that's not the best thing what could happen here, but here we go. That's it. We do a lot of damage everywhere on everyone, and one more Dark Nebula.
Did you expect it to end so easily?
And with the Stillness, with the Semi, okay, for Kikyo. There we go. And if everything happens well, then almost everyone is dead now. But it happened not as well as I suspected. So I will default now with Agnes, and we are still in Stillness, so no damage will be done in this round on anyone. So what will happen now is that, let me check something. Kamizumi, he doesn't have anything what would hurt us. So Kamizumi, or well, it doesn't really matter. We do the same as before. So brave twice, my hero, and mimic twice. With Ring a Bell, let's brave thrice, drain, and Dark Bane on Kadan. With the brave only once, Godspeed, and mimic. With Agnes, brave thrice, and convert BP, Stillness, convert BP, and Fairy Ward. Here we go. Hopefully no one will be killed at this moment. There we go.
Wounds such as these are nothing for my miracle salves.
The best thing what could happen is that the Dark Knight will act before the Freelancer, and we can mimic the Dark Nebula with him, and like that it will do an immense amount of damage on the enemies. But if it happens in other way, just like it did now, then we are still not in any trouble. So hero, mimic, and light or death, default, and stillness. No, not stillness. I almost failed here. So Enigma. There we go. Know thine enemy. So hopefully no one, no one is attacking now Kamizumi, so the Know Thine Enemy is not striking back. That would kill us, almost certainly. Okay, so let's brave and mimic now. There we go. With whoops. With Ring a Bell. Let's do some Dark Nebula and Rage and another Dark Nebula. And with Dia we will do, yeah, Godspeed and Mimic. And just to be sure, I will use Stillness with no dynamic enemy. Well, who will die now? So hopefully Dia will hit Kamizumi now. Or not. Oh. Oh, there you go. That's good.
Everyone, all together now. A 1 and a 2.
And let's see what will happen here.
Well done. To think this day would ever come.
Captain, please, retreat. No, my performance has only just begun.
Well, I think Ring a Bell will deal with Kikyo here. And then Tiz we won't even need Tiz in this round. So there we go, fight done. It wasn't as clear as I wanted it to be, but here we go. Let's see what will happen now.
Captain, our troops are safely aboard.
All present and accounted for.
Aye, only 2 injured against 50,000 men. You're a tough old dog to be sure, Captain.
The enemy did not expect a counterattack. No sooner did we strike than they turned and fled. Their casualties scarce outnumber our own. We did little more than sow a little chaos.
You say that as if it were a simple feat. I expect their commander is cursing up a storm about now.
Let's leave him to it. Set a course for home.
Are you sure, Captain? No parting words for your old student?
As I said, she's quick to seize a chance. We'll see her soon enough in Eternia.
What I think Kikyo means to say is, hurry up, you two.
All right then, off we go.
And here we go, the fight is done. And I hope, guys, this was useful for you. And if you need some help in these fights, then please check the link in the description. I will put some extra information there. And I would like to thank you all for watching, and please don't forget to leave your comments down below and let me know what you think. Let me know how you feel about what happened in this episode, and if you liked it, then please give it a thumbs up, it really helps out a lot. And if you have not subscribed to this channel yet, then please do so. It would be really cool to see you in the team. Next part of Bravely Default will come really soon. Goodbye.